Hi everybody, this is Cory Stark with Elbert County Emergency Management. Coming before you today to deliver a safety message around the workplace. For all of you that work at Elbert County, we're continuing the initiative to make Elbert County a safe place to work, and continuing that, we're going to start delivering some messages via this broadcast that really gives us a chance to meet everybody and deliver the message timely and effectively without having to take you away from your already busy days and full schedules. So I'd like to talk to you a little bit today about workplace safety, in particular medical. It might be you that's sitting in your office one day and sees a customer or colleague have a medical crisis and need 911 attention immediately. One of the very first things that you want to do is dial 911. Get that medical unit started as soon as possible, and then take control of the situation. You need to remain calm, stay in control, and make sure that you can get everything in place prior to that 911 arrival and medical staff. You being calm and collected in that moment will help everybody around you maintain that same level of control. So here's a few things to think about. You've dialed 911, medical's en route, and you're calm and you're collected and you're taking control of the situation. We want you to start thinking about your location. Where are you at in the county buildings? Do you know the addresses? It's a good time to start getting really familiar with where your building is at, what the actual address is, and maybe some nuances about the building that will help 911 get into where you are. The other thing is what floor are you on? Are you in the basement floor of the county courthouse over there? Are you in the top floor? Those are all key things that you need to be able to relay to the 911 dispatchers who are sending that medical unit so that they can quickly and effectively get to where you're at. The other thing that you want to start thinking about is staying with the victim. You do not want to leave that person once you've started that care. You might just be sitting there and holding the arm or the hand of that person, but bottom line is you're still there and able to report on any changes that might happen from the time that you've dialed 911 until you get there. You might be able to note any significant changes that you want to give to the 911 dispatcher or medical staff when they arrive. While you're there with that victim, you need to go ahead and think about sending greeters out to the main doors. Send some folks out that when the fire truck and ambulance get there, or a police officer, you can direct them and show them where they're at. If there's going to be several units, take several people down, and as each unit arrives, you send one up, the next person waits for the next arriving unit. These are just cooperative and collaborative things that you can do to help expedite the situation and ultimately that person that's in need. Now here's a few things to think about when 911 does arrive. Stay out of the general area once they're there. We need to be able to give all the room available to the 911 responders or emergency responders to do their work. If you can clear the area and keep everybody back, then you're doing that victim a service as well. The other thing that you want to do is report the incident to HR. You want to be able to get HR started on being able to notify our staff member, our colleagues, family, and where they're going to the hospital. It's a critical thing to be able to let HR be able to get to the family and get the family a head start. Which brings us to another point. Right now is a good time for you to go ahead and update your emergency contact information. Have you visited it in a while? Maybe there's something that's changed that you might want to give HR to update your records so that when that call has to be made, if it were ever you, they would have the right people to talk to. So make that contact with HR, contact your direct supervisor, anything that you feel that you need to do to be able to get that information back in there. So again, think about the things that are going on in your workplace. Think about some general first aid. Take a CPR class. There's several that we continue to offer. Take a first aid class. Know where your AEDs are in the county buildings. Several that are over at the main county building or on the second and third floor. There's several over at the county fairgrounds. Know where there might be a good first aid kit. Did you know that on the second or on the main floor of the county building, in the treasurer's office, there's a first aid kit there. just go in and knock at the door and tell somebody that you're in need of the first aid kit. So these are some just basic ideas on knowing your surroundings on a medical emergency. Take control, be calm, have good situational awareness, and be able to report that to emergency services when they're on their way in. Now, this is the beginning of several different broadcasts that we're going to bring to you. Several in the future are going to include fire, evacuations. They're going to include storms, what to do in our severe weather, workplace safety. What about that might include customers or threats that come in from the outside, and it can also include workplace violence that you might have amongst your coworkers. Now, at the end of this document, or at the end of this broadcast, and in the email that you received with this link, there's going to be a basic document that you're going to fill out and submit back to your direct supervisor that shows that you've taken a couple of minutes out of your day to watch this video and continue to join us in being prepared and having a safe and friendly place to work. So again, thank you for taking a couple minutes of your time. If you have any questions on anything, don't ever hesitate to call the Office of Emergency Management. Info's on the county directory. You can find our information on the web page as well. And don't forget to follow first aid or first responder safety and preparedness information on our Facebook page at Elbert County OEM. So again, this is Cory Stark from Emergency Management saying thanks again and be safe.